Hi, Sudha. Long time no see. No, thanks for agreeing for this podcast. We've been trying for this since probably the Ganesha festival time.
Right.
After that, Dasara went, Deepavali came, and we were on some trips. And here is a Halloween. Happy Halloween to you.
Happy Halloween to you. As I told you, when it comes to Halloween, I always feel like a ghoul. So, we have actually been on a real roller coaster ride of festivals, right? I think Ganesh Chaturthi, we can start there, or maybe even earlier. And then there's Karwa Chauth and Deepavali, and we've had Dandiya. You can rattle them off. And it made me think that perhaps rituals would be an interesting topic to touch upon.
Oh, you think so? I don't mind it. Since we already brought up, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know whether that, really been on the dinchik kind of a thing throughout.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, why rituals make for such an interesting topic is because it's such a huge canvas, right from, say, birth to death, or even before birth, you have your god bharai, or what are they called? Showers.
Baby showers.
Baby showers, and then you have death and after death ceremonies and so on. They encompass all facets of our life. Interestingly, Ravi, they are embedded in our belief system. They are part of a psyche wherein is lodged the experiential wisdom which we have inherited from our past. And this is what makes it so very sensitive. We have to actually, I know, I would have to watch what I say actually, because of course I do believe deeply in rituals myself. There was a very beautiful line I had read. It was that life is a ceremony and how we live it is a sacred ritual. This actually brings me back to a certain episode. I was watching this film Kantara, and the way back my friend Hema mentioned that it's a two-way process of a communion between God and us. That's what rituals are about, trying to, this bridge between humans and divine. So she said, when we bring a statue home and we keep it in the drawing room, it's just a showpiece. But when we do the sthapna in the temple, we breathe life into them. They then become divine for us, and then the communion takes place. So that is the kind of thing. How meaningful are these rituals in our life? Every ritual needs to be relevant and meaningful, and not, as Tagore says, the dreary desert sand of dead habit. And this brings me to what you had posted, I think around Raksha Bandhan. Mm-hmm. And we were quite picked with this fact that this thread ceremony whereby women have actually moved on, they are empowered, and it is actually men who now need to tie the Rakhi and so on.
Aren't women all over the world more vulnerable today than men, as if they are going to war on a daily basis? It's not the case.
Yeah, true. That's absolutely, I agree with you that times have changed. That story is outdated now. But one thing we have to realize, Ravi, is that love and trust have remained intact and relevant and need to be celebrated, right?
Oh, it's awesome to celebrate a special relationship between siblings.
Yeah.
Regardless who ties to whom, it doesn't have to be one directional. It can be both directional.
I 100% agree with you on that. I think, men need to solemnize this ceremony and say that they will protect all women in the society.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but there's another aspect I wanted to discuss regarding Rakhi, that how we have let the market dictate and decide how this love needs or the trust needs to be celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
You have these huge adverts and mushy videos splashed across media.
Yeah, there's full page advertisements in paper about all these festivals, gold, buying gold, crackers and whatnot, Raksha Bandhan. There is less news and more ads these days.
Yeah, it's more if you love your sister, you'll show it with a BMW. She deserves nothing. She deserves nothing less than a platinum. I would love my brother to think that, Or, connect with your sister with an iPhone. Give her an iPhone. With retail catalog scrolls down. It's just money, kind of a thing. So, it doesn't end there. Look at all the rituals, all the ceremonies we have. We have designer puja thalis, designer rakhis, designer decor, designer this. Food is also designer now,
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to end this by telling you that this is all so designer and all money based. It actually is damaging because it's unrealistic expectations on one side and stressful gifting on the other.
Yeah. So I think we are on same page as far as market pressure and what we call social pressure by what's in short called as FOMO. There is also a political agenda and pressure nowadays. So Diwali is thousands of year old. It's bringing light. It's Amavasya day, as well as it also means light in our inside, right?
Yeah, it
But tell me, the
absolutely.
crackers, earthenware lamp, putting a lamp on earthenware, even if it is hundreds of them, no damage to the environment. But some people think being conscious of environment by not burning crackers is anti-religion. And same way, if you read and remembered the last month's local news, the Karnataka government initiated a regular Kumbh Mela in a Triveni Sangama at upstream of KRS Dam, just replicating the huge Mela, Kumbh Mela of millions of people gathering, crashing at the Ganges banks in Prayag and many other places. Imagine even if 50,000 people were to gather every year. I mean, this is not even the tradition of the local. This is just beginning now.
More and more. I know.
We're losing the meaning. It's like quantity over quality.
Absolutely. I agree with you there. See, the ceremony that is normally associated with these crackers nowadays, as you said, gunpowder was invented long after Diwali. So it's obviously these crackers are an add-on. No, and we could definitely need to say no to them. That's one thing. See, the belief was that it's an Amavasya night and you need to have your Deepavali or this row of diyas to usher Lakshmi ji into your house and various, customs that there are, the divine spirits who descend, they need to go back to their abode. The Deepavali is enough. The amount of din we create, perhaps they would, you would just keep them away.
This culture all over the world.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Look at the fireworks on 4th July. I mean, it's world over. We just need to say no to this particular activity.
On the Halloween day, just yesterday, many Koreans lost their lives due to stampede effect, right? Just like we're losing meaning in all our rituals and utterings and mantras, this is even abroad. Like and the Christmas gifts, Boxing Day pressure, shopping when there is deep discounts. These are all weight put on many. Even I lived in Dubai for some years. I used to read in the paper the Arabs gain a lot of weight during 30 days of Ramadan fasting because they end up eating too much in the night time. So this is not limited to any one culture.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So, but I would like to come back to what you talked about Mandya, So, I personally feel that this nexus of politics, religion, and market, this is absolutely lethal. Apart from FOMO that you talked about, where we saw it in South Korea, why are we getting brainwashed with this kind of misleading propaganda? This is going to put so much pressure on land, resources, and completely pollute clean rivers. Those which we have left, just a few that are left.
Absolutely.
I personally feel that every ritual needs to be transformational.
So how do you suggest we as a families and individuals who struggle for time and other resources, how can they cope up with this FOMO, market and political pressures?
You know what, Ravi? We need to look at rituals as dynamic and flexible so that they remain relevant and meaningful even in this day and age, right? Let's see them like a river that nurtures the land it flows through. I think we need to observe them in a way that they enrich our life, show concern for humanity, for all other creations, for our environment, for climate concerns, and our planet. Let's make this a holy grail, for life is indeed a celebration, and how we live it is a sacred ritual.
That's a very profound summary, Sudha. Thank you. Okay, that's our time, and we briefly covered various aspects of rituals and their pressure in modern day because of increasing number and quantity and losing quality. Sudha, thanks for your time again for this episode for Seniors Group podcast.
Thank you so much, Ravi. This has been a pleasure. Of course, I don't know what I've said makes good sense or anything, but it's been fun. I hope this is going to get a lot of response that we also understand how others feel, and respond to.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
With this, signing off from you, Sankalp listeners, is Ravi Balai. If any of you have similar lifetime stories, any story or passion, etc., please do contact for a light conversation on that for this podcast by Senior Group. You don't need to be a senior, but yes, as Sankalpian, you have to be. We can chat in English, Kannada, or Hindi, or even a mix. Thank you and namaste.